Good evening, I'm Cassie Grates of AHS-TV, and on tonight's episode of Best of the Nest, we take a look at the use of artificial intelligence, followed by Gwen Bennett, who takes a general look at AHS Food Services. Let's get into it. Hello, my name is Cassie Grates with AHS-TV, and on this episode of Best of the Nest, we will be taking a look at teachers' opinions on AI in school.
The use of artificial intelligence is more common than you or one might think. From being used to generate lesson plans and new ideas for teachers to helping students with their homework. Some of the uses of AI within the school consist of creating differentiated materials and drafting quizzes, which can allow teachers to have more hands-on time with students. On the student side, AI is being used to help with study and getting help with homework. While those are some of the beneficial use of cases within a school environment, there are some problems and concerns. Some of these problems or concerns exist around the ethical usage of AI and the possible downsides it may cause against academic integrity and critical thinking skills. So now in the following segments, we'll directly hear from the two teachers at Armstrong Junior Senior High School to get their perspective on the role of AI in our schools, both as a tool for educators and a subject for students.
Hello, this is Cassie Grates, and we're here with Mr. Caves.
Hi, Cassidy. How are you?
I'm doing great. What is your opinion on AI being used in school?
I think it can be a good thing. I think if it's used properly, it can be a good tool for learning.
So you're leaning towards the more positive side of AI?
Yes, I am. I've only done a little bit with AI, and what I've done so far, I've enjoyed and I like using. So leaning toward positive, so that's my feeling.
Do you allow students in your class to use AI?
Well, that's a good question. Recently I did a tutor where I had AI come up with a tutoring tool where I used Brisk, and I had Brisk come up with a tutor for a video on MIG welding, and the students had to answer questions themselves, and the AI would re-ask and check for understanding and do those sorts of things. And I also had AI come up with a quiz to go along with that video. So I think it can be used as a good tool for learning.
How do you think the use of AI affects students?
Well, I think it can be positive if it's used properly, if students use it for research and things like that. But if students just use it just to come up with the answer and copy that down and put it in, then that's not good. We want students to be able to think for themselves, not have the AI doing the thinking for them.
Do you think AI is beneficial to help students?
Yeah, like I said, I think it can. I think it can be very helpful. I've had things where I've typed something into ChatGPT or AI, and it comes up with things that I didn't even think of. And it's okay. Instead of having to go all around and research everything, the AI kind of does the research for me. So
that was Mr. Caves, and now we are going to transition to Mrs. Gibbon. Hello, this is Cassie Grates, and we're here with Mrs. Gibbon.
Hi.
What is your opinion on AI being used in school?
I think like any other trend or any other technological advancement, there is a time and place for its use. I can see AI as being a beneficial source, or not a source, but a beneficial resource. But I can always also see how it can be detrimental or dangerous to our students.
Is AI more of a positive or negative for you?
I think in a lot of respects it's neutral. Things are neither bad or good. It's our thinking that makes it so. That's a famous quote that I like to say quite often. I think with things, we should look at them as the value that they bring to the table. And we should also look at the possibility that it might be a detriment and do things, take precautions to deter the detriment from occurring.
Do you allow your students to use AI in your class?
Sometimes when there is a group project, I like to use an AI tool that helps my students break down that project into tasks. And they can break down that project into tasks through this artificial intelligence application in whatever way they want. If they want a lot of steps, it can break it down into a lot of steps. If they want it done in a few steps, it can break it down into a few steps and anywhere in between. I like giving my students the opportunity to use AI to revise what it says. I like to say use AI as a starting point. So if you aren't certain what to say or how to say it, go ahead. Stick your prompt into AI and see what it comes up with. And look at it, read it, delete it, and you should have an idea of where you're going.
How do you think AI affects students?
I think it's fun to have a little assistant in your pocket at all times. However, I think some people use AI so frequently that it is starting to restrict free thought.
Do you think AI is beneficial for students?
Again, I think that there are ways that it can be beneficial and ways that it can be a detriment, and I think finding that balance is an important step.
That was a teacher's perspective on AI and how they feel about it being used in school. I am Cassie Grates with AHS-TV. Back to you in the studio. Hello, I'm Cassie Grates of AHS-TV, and in this segment of Best of the Nest, we will be taking a look at artificial intelligence. We are talking with Cole Ziegler and Wyatt Scott to get a hawk's eye view on AI being used in school. Welcome to Best of the Nest. Could you introduce yourself to our viewers?
I'm Cole Ziegler.
And I'm Wyatt Scott.
What are your opinions on AI being used in school?
I think in some scenarios it can be really useful. And when using AI, you can help set a foundation for some of the things you can use in essays to develop an outline, and then use your own ideas based off that outline to further your essay.
I personally use it, like Cole said, to get an idea on how to start certain outlines, rough drafts. But I won't just copy it down, I just get the idea. And then after that, I just go with my own way.
How often do you use AI in school?
I've only used it once, and it was for one of my public speaking assignments in Mr. Delmeyer's class when he asked us to use it for our last project.
I used it once when Miss Hankey was asking us to use it to get the idea.
How many of your teachers allow you to use AI in their class?
The only one has been Delmeyer for our last project.
None.
Why do you think the use of AI should be allowed in school?
I think AI should only be used in certain scenarios and should not be used a lot on other things. Like AI in math, when it just gives you answers, you don't really learn whenever you do that. So it should be limited to, I think, English class, where you can build off of the AI instead of using it just to jump straight to the answer.
I personally don't think it should be allowed, but considering of how it can help many students on developing, I think it should be allowed, but should.
What are some of your classes, or why would you use AI in some of your classes?
I would only use it, like I've said, as a foundation for learning and being able to build on it instead of using it to complete your whole assignment for your class.
I use it for ideas and how to actually solve, but not use the answer.
In what ways is AI beneficial in school, do you think?
I don't think it can be too beneficial in school. If it helps certain technological systems be more efficient, but using curriculums or in teaching students, I don't think it should be used or by students either.
I really don't think it's that beneficial, but if it helps some people in some ways, it could, but it really shouldn't.
How do you think AI affects your learning in school?
Some kids use it too much, and when they shouldn't be at all, as in having complete their whole essays or do all their work in some subjects, and it hinders some kids by them not taking in the information that their teachers are trying to teach them.
It shouldn't. It does affect the school in a negative way because it shows how some students just use it instead of actually learning the subject.
What is your favorite model of AI to use?
I never really use AI, but the only AI I've ever used was when I was in my one tech ed class with Mr. Southworth. We use it to develop pictures to use on one of our projects.
I used the popular program ChatGPT.
Is there anything you'd like to say about AI? Any current trends or news that you feel need addressed?
I feel the problem with students overusing AI and using it to cheat in their math homework or in them fully doing essays or prompts with it should be closely monitored, because I feel too many students get away with it and not doing their work.
Thank you, Cole Ziegler and Wyatt Scott, for your thoughts on artificial intelligence. Up next on Best of the Nest, Gwen and Graydon take a look at AHS Food Services.
Welcome to a place where opportunities abound, where students have the option to study healthcare in places all around the world, and thousands learn beyond the classroom every year. Welcome to the Oak Grove at IUP. Students here go out in the field to measure biodiversity, and even the Virgin Islands to study sustainability. Ready to pursue a real-world opportunity that brings your passion to life? Get in the Grove at IUP.
For those of you just joining us, I'm Gwen Bennett of AHS-TV, and I'm now joined by food staff Elizabeth Wright to talk about food staff experience. So what does a typical workday look like for you?
Well, a typical workday, I do the pizza here. I cook all the pizza. So I come in, I prepare the numbers for the day and how much I think that the students will take. It's roughly between 200 and 300 pizza, and I prepare the pizza and get it ready to cook for later on.
So do you make like all of the pizzas?
I make pizzas by line so it stays fresh. So I'll make how many ever trays or numbers I think will go to the first line, and then after you guys come through and I run the register, then I'll go back and prepare another line.
Okay, and how does your role differ from other food staff?
Everybody in the kitchen has their own unique position. So I do pizza, some people will do the burgers or paninis, some are servers or dishwashers, but I like to think we all work together in the end.
Do you guys ever like rotate roles, like switch?
Absolutely. Every time somebody's off, we'll fill in other places, or if we're short-staffed that day, everybody helps each other out.
Okay. And holidays are special here. Can you share some of the things that you do to make this time special for the students?
During the holidays, we have special meals like Thanksgiving dinner. We like to have that for Thanksgiving or Christmas. And we also do free cookies or free goldfish snacks, whatever we can for the holidays.
Does it normally take you guys like extra time to prepare those special meals?
Sometimes it takes a little extra effort, but we all work together and we get it done.
And how do you begin your holiday food preparations?
Here at the school, we normally, like a few days ahead, we have to pull out the meat and thaw it out so that it's ready to cook for that day. There's a lot when we have the Thanksgiving dinner. Everybody's on, and we're all chopping turkey together. So yeah, it takes a little bit of extra effort in the days ahead, but still, it's worth it.
And what's one stressful thing about making the meals here at AHS?
I'd say the most stressful thing is not knowing the numbers from day to day. We try to get it as close as we can, but sometimes, as you'll see, we have people waiting a little longer because we didn't anticipate that many people getting that certain meal, so it takes a little more effort that way. But otherwise, I think it goes pretty smoothly here.
And what do you guys do with the extra food, like if you have any left over?
Extra food is if it's like we prepare it and then we cover it and then we freeze it for next time. So a lot of the stuff isn't cooked, but it's still good, and it hasn't reached any like temperature danger zone. So we refreeze it, and then come next time we'll be able to use it again.
What are some things that you enjoy doing outside of school?
Outside of school, I love spending time with my family, just like I'm sure everyone else does here, and just hanging out, relaxing.
And what is your favorite part about working here?
I know this is going to sound bad, or cheesy, I should say, but it's actually the students. And I think that's for every staff member here. If you don't love the students and love being around students, then why come? It's just a gift to be around you guys.
Thank you, Elizabeth Wright, for joining us today to get a hawk's eye view on food staff. Until next time, I'm Gwen Bennett of AHS-TV. Keep on soaring. We took to the halls of AHS to see what our students and faculty had to say about the holidays. So, what's your favorite holiday food?
I'd probably say stuffing with gravy on it.
Okay, and do you have any holiday or like family traditions?
My family likes to watch a few Christmas movies every Christmas morning.
Okay, and do you prefer Thanksgiving or Christmas?
Probably Christmas.
And what would your dream Christmas gift be?
A new camera, probably I don't know which one I want yet, but probably a new camera because that's like $2,000. So.
Okay, thank you. Your favorite holiday food?
Holiday food?
Yeah.
They're all good. Probably turkey, I would imagine.
Okay, and what's a holiday tradition that you or your family have?
I'll eat the 7 things Christmas Eve, 7 different fishes and 13 different items Christmas Eve.
Okay, and do you prefer Christmas or Thanksgiving?
I like them both. I'm going to be neutral. I like them both. Maybe Christmas a little bit better, but Thanksgiving is important too. Okay?
And what would your dream Christmas gift be?
Be healthy, wealthy, and wise.
So, what's your favorite holiday food?
So it'd probably be like any kind of food, basically. Just whatever fits the tradition. Any holiday, any fit.
Do you prefer Christmas or Thanksgiving?
I prefer more Thanksgiving since they're more of a relative get-together thing.
Right. And what would your dream Christmas gift be?
I've never thought about that, but I'm not too sure. Something useful, I guess.
So, what's your favorite holiday food?
I would say my favorite holiday food is my grandma's stuffing balls.
Yum. What's your favorite holiday tradition?
My favorite tradition is probably going to my aunt's house on Christmas Eve, and we do a saran wrap ball and get lots of candy and presents. It's fun.
Christmas or Thanksgiving?
I would say Christmas just because it's more fun. We got more people and we do more stuff.
So, what's your favorite holiday food?
I'm a big fan of Christmas cookies. I would go with that for sure.
Okay. And what's a holiday tradition that you or your family have?
Always putting up a Christmas tree. That's when we get together and do, and it's always nice to be with everyone when we put it up. Now at my dad's is where we would do it at this point, but also have one at home too.
Okay. And do you prefer Christmas or Thanksgiving?
Oh, that's a tough one. I definitely like the food at Thanksgiving, but I think Christmas, the overall spirit of it and fun and everything that goes along with it's my favorite.
And what would your dream Christmas gift be?
Ooh, I would go with a trip, maybe like a Hawaiian vacation or maybe a nice European, little tour trip would be great.
So what's your favorite holiday food?
Probably turkey.
And what is a holiday tradition that you and your family have?
Every Christmas Eve, we all get matching PJs and watch Christmas movies together.
Until next time, I'm Gwen Bennett of AHS-TV. Keep on soaring.
Hello, my name is Antonio Javira with AHS-TV, and today I'm here with
Mr. Dunmeyer.
And I'm going to ask Mr. Dunmeyer some questions, just get to know him better. So the first question is, what made you want to be a teacher?
All right, so I had, first of all, I always liked school myself. I enjoyed school, and I had some teachers that inspired me, and I came to really believe in education and the education process, and so I just wanted to be a part of that.
Did you always want to teach English, or?
No, actually, I wanted to be a biology teacher. That was the original thought, but in college, I ended up really liking English, and I decided to change and move into English instead.
How do you engage with the students who dislike English class?
Okay, so I try the best I can to make it relevant, and I think a lot of times, especially for people that maybe don't like English, they see words on a page and maybe that's kind of where it stops for them. They're just seeing the words, but there's a lot behind those words, and it's maybe the story that you're reading, but it's even more than that. We can almost always relate to those stories and to what's happening in them, and I try to find ways to make whatever it is that we're working with relevant to students and to our world today, especially if it's something historical. We can usually always relate it to life today and to individuals.
And I just gotta say, I have never liked an English class, but your English class was the only one that I've actually enjoyed being in. I've never paid attention to a book ever, but I really liked Animal Farm.
Yeah, that's great. That's great to hear.
And you don't teach English right now, right? Or
not this year. No, just public speaking.
So when you taught English, what was your favorite book to teach?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I liked all of the books that I taught, all of the pieces of literature, especially in 10th grade English, which is what I've taught most recently. The one that I liked the most was probably Julius Caesar. I like, it's a play, but I really liked teaching it. We always taught it in the spring, and so it just kind of worked with that time of year. And we were talking about engaging people that may or may not like English class, and I found that Caesar was one that a lot of people ended up liking, even though they didn't necessarily think that they would before we got to it.
Do you have a least favorite book? Or at least one you don't like teaching?
Yeah, there was. Oh, I'll use another play as an example. There was a play that I taught one time years ago. It's called The Tempest. It's a Shakespeare play too, and as much as I like Shakespeare, I did not really like teaching that one. It just didn't. I mean, it was okay, but it just wasn't as good for me as the other ones that I've taught.
So you just teach public speaking this year, you said?
Yep.
What do you enjoy the most about teaching public speaking?
Best part about public speaking, from my perspective, is actually getting to see the growth that students make over the course of a semester. It's a relatively short period of time. The class only lasts 4 months, one semester. And so a lot of times you can really see students become more comfortable in that time and a lot better as public speakers. And so it's great to see that progress.
So this is a bit of a different question. Do you have a favorite band?
Favorite band? I don't listen to a ton of music these days, but I do like music, and if you'd asked me that question at different points in my life, I would have probably given you different answers. But I listen to a lot of classic rock and then music from the 90s. So right now, I'm going to have to say Soundgarden.
Soundgarden?
Yes.
I was not expecting that.
No. Did that surprise you?
It did.
Yep.
What do you like about Soundgarden?
Just the sound, and I find Chris Cornell's voice is, I don't know, it's just kind of an amazing thing to me. There's a lot of emotion there, and again, it's really just the sound that they had in a lot of their music just always appealed to me.
Have you ever been to any concerts?
I have.
What kind of concerts have you been to?
When I was younger, I went to a lot of different concerts, and I don't even remember what they all were at this point because it's been so long ago, and I kind of got out of that. But I've been to a couple more recently.
What were they?
More recently?
Yeah.
So recently, within the last 2 years, I actually went to an Imagine Dragons concert with my family. and it was the best show I've ever seen. At least it was my favorite.
That was my next question. What was the favorite concert you went to? Imagine Dragons?
It was Imagine Dragons. Yep. Yeah, I was there with my family, so it was really neat to have that experience. But it was also, I thought, a really good show.
Was it like your idea to go, or like did someone else in the family just like it, or?
Yeah, my kids liked them, and so it was kind of a whole joint family decision to go.
Oh wait, that was another question, Miss. Does your son play baseball?
He does.
Did you like get him into that, or like?
Yeah, but he tried a lot of things, and baseball just ended up being something that he liked too, and has stuck with.
Do you like coach him? Do you give him some like tips, some pointers?
I try to.
Does he listen?
Yeah. I think he, for the most part, fathers and sons,
Yeah. That's how I was. I played basketball for like 6 years, but like it sounds like a long time, but it was from like kindergarten to like 6th grade.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really like the important years, but my dad used to coach a basketball team, and he'd always try to like help me and give me tips and pointers, and I just wouldn't really listen to him. But that's all the questions we have. So thank you, Mr. Dunmeyer, for letting us interview you.
Pleasure to be here.